Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and I'm just getting over a 24-hour flu, so sorry if I'm feeling a little bit under the weather or sounding like it still, because I am. But we are going to be playing a Tanazir Quandrix deck, Quandrix Aggro. So the basic idea of this deck is we're playing 5 mana, Tanazir Quandrix, 4/4 with flying and trample. And the first part of this ability doesn't really matter. One of the few cards that we can put it onto would be Stonecoil Serpent, but it has protection from multicolored, and so it doesn't actually work. But that doesn't matter so much because the last part of this card is what we actually care about. Whenever it attacks, you may have the base power and toughness of other creatures you control become equal to Tanazir Quandrix's power and toughness until end of turn. And so if we can have 5 4/4s attacking in by turn 4, that's 20 points of damage and we win the game. And that's basically the idea of this deck, and what we want to try to do is that we want to be able to play out Tanazir Quandrix by turn 3 if possible. We have Gilded Goose, Jaspera Sentinel to give us some early game ramp on turn 1. And then we have a bunch of 2-drop things to give us ramp as well. Emergent Sequence, Ilysian Caryatid, and Tangled Florahedron to get us a little bit more ramp to try to get up to the Quandrix on turn 3 possibility. Turn 4 is just fine. We get attack in on 5, and it gives us more chances to get out other creatures and to be able to hit in with other creatures for more damage, all that good stuff. So that is basically the idea, is we get out a Tanazir Quandrix on turn 3, turn 4. We have 3 to 4 other creatures out on the battlefield. We get attacking for a bunch of damage, hopefully up to enough to get up to 20 and win the game. That is the idea of this deck. It's really cool. It's really fun. It can be really sweet if it can go off. Any creatures that do have +1/+1 counters on them get an extra additional buff on top of the base power coming up to 4, then they still have the counters, which also make it better. So Emergent Sequence, Stonecoil Serpent, Gemrazer kind of works the same way, but it's going to be opposite. It gives the 4 power to everything anyway. So it's basically an extra copy of Tanazir for us, except for only 1 creature. But it's going to go on the best creature, and we've seen that be really busted in the past as well. So we're going to try it out. Questing Beast also being able to a card that we can play out on the same turn that we attack him with Tanazir Quandrix, and gives us another 4/4 that has a little bit of evasiveness and a little bit better creature in general to be attacking in for more damage. Then we just have other things that we want to be playing on turn 5 as well. We have 2 copies of Elder Gargaroth because we're not always going to find Quandrix in our hands. Even if we have the perfect ramp, we're not going to find it all the time. And so here's a Tanazir Quandrix. We also have Pugilist as a 1-of just because we're in the Simic colors. I mean, come on. If you're in the Simic colors, you have to play Echoing Equation to be able to turn all of the things into Elder Gargaroth, and that's just how it goes. Okay guys, that's just how it goes. And then because we are playing a bunch of creatures, we're trying to get our creatures up to at least 4 power. Yeah, that's not really high, but with Emergent Sequences, Stonecoil Serpents, Gemrazers get a little bit higher. We have 2 copies of the Great Henge to get us a little bit of card draw, and then we just have a bunch of support cards. We are ramping, so we have Koma in here as a 1-of. We have Turntimber Symbiosis to help us go digging for either Quandrix when we need it, or another Koma if we can. Then we have Quandrix Command, which does do just a lot of things. Return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Put 2 counters onto target creature, which, by the way, you can do this while Tanazir Quandrix abilities on the stack. You can target himself and then give him 2 counters. Sorry, my voice is going crazy right now. Then you get to double up those counters, and so he would be 8 power and toughness as a flying trampoline creature. And that could be really, really cool, but giving him a haste is the hard part. He has to survive an extra turn, whatever. But it could be sweet, turning everything into 8/8s. Then you can return target player shuffles up to 3 cards from graveyard to their library. So the nice thing is we do get to target those 3 cards, and so that's pretty nice. That's basically the deck, guys. Decisive Denial in here as well to make sure we can help a little bit more. 1 Jwari Disruption to make sure that we're using up the land base, because we have so much creature ramp that we kind of wanted to make sure that we can have, we don't need the lands as much, but they're still useful to have. So we end up having 24 lands, I think, altogether in the deck, 25 actually with Turntimber Symbiosis. So that's the deck, guys. Let's go and dive into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. But before we dive into the gameplay, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. And for those of you that love the channel and want to help support it even more, if you want to hit the join button down below and become a member, it definitely helps. I'm always someone that loves full transparency, so I can show you what I have. I have 15 total members and 14 active members right now. So if you guys want to help support the channel, hit the like button, hit subscribe button, and if you haven't already, hit the join button. Thank you so much. Let's dive into it. Up against L Willy, and we have all of the ramp in the world and only a tapped green land. No real payoff at all, but if we find 1, then we're in good shape. Being on the play, it's not too slow. It ain't too great. It's not too slow. And we find another green source right there. We'll try this hand. I want to test it out for science. Because I think that if we find the right stuff, we're still ramping up fast enough to be relevant. And play out some good things. Alright, so let's go... Yeah, let's go Emergent Sequence. Grab the forest, pass the turn. Seeing a spike-filled cave already is a little bit scary. Just seeing that they're going to have lots of removal, most likely. Hey, they gave us a land to hand. I'll take it. Alright, so Caryatid and Sentinel. Pass the turn. So I got a new keyboard because my other one was breaking down like crazy. But this keyboard is the loudest keyboard I've ever heard in my life. It's been a while since I got it, but I normally like take notes at the end of stuff and you can barely hear it. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, it's a big deal now. It is the biggest of deals. And it's honestly really annoying. Okay, Spikefield Cave kills this. Or Hazard, yeah, that's cool. Alright, Stonecoil Serpent is good being at... Ooh. Let's see. I think it's still Stonecoil Serpent on 4. Because then we can Gemrazer onto it. And hopefully they don't have it unsubstantiate. I mean, if they do, it's fine. But they're mostly damage dealing and bounce, it looks like. Unsubstantiate, probably Brazen Bower as well. Some sort of control. We shall see. Where do you guys put your... If you wear a hat and headphones, do you put it behind the nub? On top of the nub or in front of the nub? The nub is getting in the way. That's all I'm saying. There's a whole lot of nubbing going on. And I'm not sure I appreciate it. Okay, on to the serpent. Okay, so if they have unsubstantiate, they can bounce both things back to hand. That doesn't sound fun at all. I hate that card so much. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me tap down for mana. That should happen automatically. That is really dumb. I would have definitely tapped down for mana to get this up to a 3-3. Ah, it dies so easily there. If I can make it 3-3, it doesn't die to as much stuff. But the average Prismari commands for sure. Actually, it has protection from that, so why not? All right, attack in. That was... That's the most annoying thing about Arena, is that there's some things that, like, there's no time to put on a full control stop on stuff. Like, okay, I think there might be a response here. I need to hit full control in case there is for Jaspera Sentinel, but, like, come on. I should just be able to tap that down. Like, there needs to be at least some intuitiveness on that sometimes. And they do have it with some certain things where they like, okay, give stops if this is out in the battlefield. Jaspera Sentinel tapping for mana, that should be one of them. All right, Prismari Command. It's another treasure. If they have another unsubstantiate, I'm going to be so angry. That will be all 4. Can't stand for this. All right, Gemrazer. Man, you know what I want to find? Tanazir Quandrix. You know the card that we built the deck around? I just want that to happen one of these times. Yeah, alright. Down to 16. Pass of the turn. I think this is just a ramp into Villamaka's deck. Oh, Vadrox. I was trying to think of why there would be white mana. Vadrox. Aha. What's the other one do? Turn target instant or sorcery card from graveyard to hand. Dude, Unsubstantiate is the worst of all cards. All right, I'm going to see if they go for the Unsubstantiate on the Stonecoil Serpent now. No, I was hoping that we'd be able to get them on that. So play out Tanazir Quandrix. It's spell or creature, so if they're bouncing this one, they do it now. Okay, I can't target the Stonecoil Serpent anyway. I always forget that. I always had the hope and dreams that I'll be able to do the doubles on this one, but I've run it to like 5 times and I still forget about it. I even talked about it in the intro. And like, yeah, okay, yeah. You can't do that still. Right. Bounces itself back. Whoa. Oh. It's a free spell to cast. If it's just going to be able to cast the substantiate or unsubstantiate, though, don't think that's the right play. That's just me, though. I don't know. Yeah, there's not a lot of other things that are worthwhile here. Yeah, so Unsubstantiate comes to hand, sees the spoils, gets played. They have to discard a card, they get a treasure, they can use the treasure to play Unsubstantiate. So they got to draw an extra 2 cards this way with that. This doesn't actually counter. So we want them to bounce the Quandrix and then we can Koma. And Koma should give us the win. We have 7 mana. Okay. And this is a... Oh, it doesn't count as a serpent though, unfortunately. Okay, Koma. Just snakeity snake. Okay, if they have another Unsubstantiate, I'm gonna be so angry. All right, this is not activated abilities, so it doesn't actually work there. Expressive Iteration. Okay. So yeah, if they have bounce, that is an answer for Koma. The nice thing is it doesn't get countered, so really only Unsubstantiates will be annoying, but we can just keep casting it. So we're in really good shape now. Another Vadrock, yeah. It's good stuff. Lots of free spells. I don't think I've ever seen this version of just playing it for value rather than playing out the combo of like open the Omen Path, whatever. And honestly, I mean, if it's just Vadrocks, like if you get a bunch of these over and over and over again, like over a few turns, it's so good. You know, if you just play control and a bunch of cheap spells for control, good stuff. Yeah, so Unsubstantiate, I think is what they're bringing it to hand. You can bounce a Koma that way. So you can kill a Jaspera Sentinel. Cool. Yeah, playing it now before we get another Serpent. It's fine. I could tap down this Vadrock. But I actually want them to trade. That'd be fantastic. Oh, it has First Strike. Good thing to remember. Alright, we'll play Koma again. 2 mana. Really, the only thing they have is more bounce and unsubstantiates. And honestly, I just want to get rid of those. Try to get them to where they run Cheyenne stuff. There's the 4th one. You know they're going to find it before 30 cards. That's just how this goes. Alright, it does have First Strike. Do not attack him with the Serpent. Pass the turn. Another one. Oh, lordy. Wowzers. I mean, they're not really in a hardlock mode here, though. Like, unless they're dealing damage to our face, like, okay, you're doing all these things. Good for you. Until you're actually winning this game, though, I'm not too scared. They do get to dig through all of their deck. And so I'm sure there's some sort of combo here. Yeah, it kills the 3/3. Surprised they didn't get the Serpent there. There, the Stonecoil Serpent. That's the annoying thing. This says for Serpents, this is a Stonecoil Serpent, but it's not a Snake Serpent. It's just one of them. Like, come on. Got to be consistent with that, wizards. All right, and then they're just digging for more Vadrock. So if they have another Vadrock here, it's terrifying. Yeah, is that all of the Vadrocks too? Yeah, that's all of the Vadrocks. Love it. All the unsubstantiates, all the Vadrocks before this top 30 cards. Man, I love people's luck. I mean, still at the same time though, they dug 30 cards deep. So I'm not saying that like it's impossible, but still frustrated. All right, how do we actually get out of this? They have to find more mutations. At some point, they're just gonna have all of mutations onto this, and it won't actually do much outside of that. Fire of Prophecy is annoying because they can probably do that multiple times a turn. Which mutations are they going to have? Is it just going to be the Lord Dracus? Should have played out the Quandrix, probably. Yeah, unsubstantiate, brings it back to hand. They're calling out good game, but it's not necessarily good game. Okay, now it's good game. Yeah, now they have that much aggressiveness. Yeah, okay, now it's good game. Well, okay then. All right, up against Lord Fab. And keep this. We got the ramps. All right, so Sentinel. Play it out there. Pass the turn. Next turn, we go Florahedron into Serpent. Oh, dang it. Played the wrong one out there. Oh, well. We actually do need an untapped land here, so that is not great. Florahedron, Serpent on 1. We want just creatures out on the battlefield for Quandrix to be able to hit in for more. That's the dream. And we do have it with an untapped land, so either we find a forest or an island, and we can play that out, or the Snarl, or hopefully another land, and that would be great. All right, so eliminate, stops our dreams. Down to 18, pass the turn. About the Caryatid, we have Quandrix for the next turn. We can also just hold up Quandrix Command if we feel like we need to. So this is 4 color. The one thing I haven't seen is green yet, right? Okay. Decisive Denial. Just attacking with Serpent. I want to see if they'll do anything right now. Hold up the Decisive Denial, maybe Quandrix Command. We can put counters onto something. They have mana for Sot coming. We don't really have a whole lot of stuff we can do with that. The Decisive Denial is the main thing that we're holding off on. Let's go ahead and go for it. Quandrix. Extinction event would be really annoying. Alright, cool. Darn it! Oh, man. We had lethal in the next turn because we got him down to 17, and then with Serpent getting the +1, so it would have been 5, 4, 4, 4. We would have had exactly 17 points of damage. Would have been cool! Would have been cool. Okay, onto the Serpent. We have Decisive Denial up and available. Okay, put it over. Attacking with only the Gemrazer past the turn. Okay, down to 12. Behold the multiverse. All right, we're wanting to counter extinction events here. Extinction event on even gets everything. Or Doomscar or anything like that. 2 on top. Exactly what we want to see. Rax it. Doomscar mana. Shadow. I'm not sure that we fear the whatever the shadow card is. Haha! We got them. All right, we at least get a hit in for one more time. That's good stuff. Oh, just more lands. Well, then. Is there anything else I can do with this? Just trying to think this through. Hit for 7. Down to 5. Pass the turn. So I can return target creature planeswalker to its owner's hand. So I can return Gemrazer and both creatures to hand, and that gives us a thing to do, which is nice. I could have fizzled the Cling to Dust there as well, but it's okay. We'll wait. We can hold off. All right, so we have lethal just swing a Gemrazer. It has protection from multicolored. They can have Heartless Act doesn't actually kill it, so we have to swing in with one other creature. Caryatid, we need to have one of these guys held back to be able to play a Quandrix. The question is, do I actually want to attack him with any of these other guys? If they do just have removal for one creature, getting him down lower is pretty nice. We can Quandrix Command and get counters onto him as well, and that's a 2-turn clock, which isn't the worst idea. Not a phenomenal idea, but it's not the worst idea. So we're going to attack in, go to combat, see if they have responses now. So we have 2 mana here, as long as we have Gemrazer. Bounce is annoying. If they have removal for 2 things, they can just think that we're going to have something else to play. So let's just go ahead and just the Gemrazer right now. Force them to have response. So they have Cling to Dust to hit a creature. Alright, just gain some life. That's fine. Unfortunately, I can't target this for this. So we actually did have lethal if I attacked in with something else. Bummer. I forgot about the Cling to Dust. It was the card to play. I don't even think about it. Alright, overcommitting to this board. How bad is it? If they have Doom Scars, it's very bad. If they don't, it's not the worst. I don't need to overcommit to this board just yet. Yeah, that was a misplay. I should have thought that through a little bit better. So I can force Cling to Dust back into the graveyard at some point. So it's target player shuffles up to 3 target cards. So I can only target 1 person, unfortunately. That I could have countered. That would have been probably the best thing to counter. We're also showing that we might have a Decisive Denial still. I actually can't return Gemrazer back to hand, can I? One says good game? Sweet. Alright. Well, we got there. I made some major misplays. At the same time, though, playing it conservative enough to where we weren't going to get blown out by anything. But I feel like there could have been some plays there I could have gone... I could have actually pushed for lethal on that last turn, and knowing that we had the Quandrix Command. So yeah, bummer. Oh well. Alright, up against Captain Calv, and not the hand that we're looking for. So we're going to mulligan this one. We need ramp. There we go. We got ramp. Jaspera Sentinel into Emergent Sequence into Stonecoil Serpent for 1. So keep this. And we'll drop... Do I want the other Jaspera Sentinel? Or I actually want to be able to play out a Questing Beast on turn 4. We need to have some sort of threat. If we had Quandrix in there, that'd be sweet. We keep the Jaspera Sentinel or something, but not now. Sentinel, go. Pass the turn. Wouldn't mind finding another land. A Snarl would be the bestest. Alright, well, no. So we get to play out Emergent Sequence. Oh, this comes in tap. We don't get to play out the Stonecoil Serpent. Right. So we'll just attack in. Down to 19, pass the turn. Probably should have kept the other Jaspera Sentinel then instead of Stonecoil Serpent. But I mean, we are ramping enough that it's going to be a big threat, which is also good. Alright, let's hit 4 or 5. Yeah, at this point, we're just going to play out a big Stonecoil Serpent. Down to 14, pass the turn. Extinction event, even. Yeah. Cool. Alright, Disruption can counter an ultimatum. Let's play this out on 3, because I don't think that's changing anyway. Attacking for 1, and we can make the decision after this. I think I'd rather hold on to it. It's the 1 counterspell we have. We have Decisive Denials as well, which gives us a better chance of countering it. Let's pass the turn. If they don't have removal again right now, another Extinction Event or Shadow's Verdict, then we have a chance at maybe countering a Shadow's Verdict at least. Need 2 black mana. Oh, wait. Yeah. So yeah, they have 5 mana right now, but not enough for Shadow's Verdict. So this won't be able to counter Shadow's Verdict anyway. And I'm trying to remember. Emergent Sequence is triple green mana, and then 2 black, 2 blue. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot how I counted it, guys. Okay, I'm. It ain't working right now. This whole thing. Nah. Not doing it. Alright, so Alrund's Epiphany is a possibility. If they had to land, then we don't get the disruption anyway. So I think we just play this tapped. We Gemrazer onto Serpent. We hit for lots more damage. Hopefully that's enough. If they have a Heartless Act, they can just remove the 3 counters from this. Alright, saw it coming. That's fair. Down to 9 past the turn. Yeah, they're at a point now where, unless they play black mana now, we could have gone for the Ruins, but we weren't going to hold up the mana to do it anyway. Because going for the hit there and having a 2-turn clock is worthwhile in case they don't have something in hand. Binding the Old Gods. Can't hit the Stonecoil Serpent. So we still keep our clock online. Buys the Yorion. Alright, swing in. Down to 6. Sequence. This is the biggest issue with this deck, is that all of our ramp is creature based, and so if it goes away, we don't really have that much ramp for Koma. And that's why it's a 1-of in the deck. We can get up to 5 mana just fine, even outside of having creatures. And that's why Tanazir, Elder Gargaroth, all those things are our main pieces. And the Great Henge, which we should have a creature at some point, get up to 5 mana. A 4-power creature gives us 5 mana. Great Henge. That was the game plan. Omen of the Sea. All right, digging for answers. And then they go for Yorion. Non-land permanent. So they actually can't hit anything with this Binding Old God. So even if they play Yorion, it's annoying. But Serpent can still get in for 3 because they can't. Rude! Okay, fine. It's dumb. Yeah, there you go. You go for that Binding Old Gods. Recognize it does nothing. Down to 5! Haha! Got him. Yeah, plays Yorion just for the Omen of the Sea is definitely worthwhile. Resetting Binding for a little bit more ramp, worthwhile. I love how people play this deck in free play after it's been tested a million times. All right, so where are we at? We have Koma on the next turn, right? No attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not bad. Moment of the Sea. All right, so they don't have Emergent Ultimatum now. That was the biggest thing I was worried about. Is if they had it now, we were in trouble. Surprised they didn't sacrifice Omen there at the beginning of the upkeep, because they had enough lands to sacrifice, pay 3, and oh no, it does require blue to sacrifice. Right, never mind. Lucranos. All right, we get to play Koma. They get to fight our Koma before we make a Serpent, don't they? We'll force them to do it, though. Yeah, let's force them to figure that out. They didn't do it. Wow. Cool. In Death Touch, that's fine. Yeah, that definitely was a misplay for them. So on the upkeep, while this is on the stack, they could have fought with this and killed the Koma. Of course, if they have Emergent Ultimatum, then we're just in trouble. It says that activated abilities can't be activated. So they could be playing out, even if they do go for Emergent Ultimatum, we do have the ability to give them the things that they want and at least turn it off for a turn. If they have a Heartless Act in hand, is annoying. But if they do fight this and this resolves, then Pelucanos goes down to a 3/3. If they have Heartless Act, which is something that would be annoying, then this doesn't matter anyway. Although they can fight again and it has Death Touch. So we do need to give this Indestructible. Yeah, sacrificing this one. And now they fight in response. Yeah, we forced them to do it twice rather than doing it on the upkeep. But they got rid of 2 creatures that way. Alright, now they can just go beat down mode. What's our best draw? Our best draw is probably Gemrazer. If they were to attack in. Alright, well, Gilded Goose lets us gain some life. Let's just have blocks for Yorion. You get to bring back a Polycran. No, they have to have lots of cards. 6 other cards? Yeah, so 1 more card in the graveyard for them. And pass the turn. Yep, sacrifices an Omen. We're still kind of in this game, you know. Little bit. We'll go ahead and just sacrifice food now. I don't want to hold it up. We have no cards in hand. We're mostly going for that for extending the game. We have Questing Beasts, which is a possibility. If they go for Chariot, Yorion hit. Oh, they sacrificed those to get them in the graveyard. Right. It's a 12/12. They can kill something now. That's bad. Alright, I just want to see what's on top of our deck, but we definitely lost this one. Surprised they're not attacking with more stuff. Okay, down to Elder Gargaroth. Turntimber Symbiosis. All right, well, we got our Tanazir, and now we're done. Pelucanos just shuts us down completely, so it's all good. Next one. All right, up against Jellic, and this is a good hand. We'll keep this. We have turn 1 ramp. Nothing else to really play with the Jaspera Sentinel. Jaspera Sentinel is a little bit of an awkward card because we have most of our creatures playing in the early game are other ramp spells, but a lot of them come in, you know, with summoning sickness, whatever, so it can help us play multiple things in the early game, like a Gilded Goose. So perfect. Actually, we have Snarl, so we want to hold on to some basic lands. Play out Florahedron because it doesn't come in tapped into Gilded Goosey. Now, Tanazir off the top would be the absolute best thing possible. It gives us turn 4 win with the Questing Beast. Well, this is still fine. Let's go Questing Beast. Do I want an Emergent Sequence? I don't think so. Against a Yorion deck. There's just a 2/2. We are going really wide. We could just kind of try to beat down here a little bit before they do much else. Let's try for it. All right, so Questing Beast. Hit for damage, down to 16. Into Emergent Sequence. Grab another island. Pass the turn. This also helps us ramp up to a Koma in case that's what we run into. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Questing Beast gone. Rude. All right, attack, attack. Offer the trade with Florahedron. Yes. Hit for 4. Pass the turn. Scoots. And a land. 2 lands means they at least have blockers. Or sentinels and islands, whatever. Yeah, it's annoying. Alright, come on, Quandrix, or Gemrazer, or, you know, any of our payoffs. Like, we haven't seen a single Gargaroth yet. So one of those would be nice. Great Henge, we haven't seen a single one of those yet. There's so many cards we have just, you know, never seen. What? Oh, that's cool. I like that. For the love. That's probably game. Yeah, they probably get to go off with Scoot Swarm on this next turn now. Yeah, if they can put a basic land out into the battlefield and have another land, then we're definitely all sorts of dead. Cultivate into this. Spies the Yorion. Intriguing. Okay, create a food token. We'll go ahead and sacrifice this one as well. Up to 23. Pass to my turn. Questing Beast. It's a payoff. We only have 2 Questing Beasts. So we have 4 of so many other things. And yeah, our Questing Beast is a thing that we keep running into. Which, I mean, it's not the absolute worst. But, you know, like, I wanted to play this for versatility and different things. Like, I don't know. So this is the most frustrating thing about creating content is I sometimes just can't find the cards that I put into the deck. And it doesn't matter how many games I play. And then the one game where I find something to play or whatever, I don't have, it's not interesting enough to do much of anything. Anyway, it gets really frustrating. They didn't have this last turn, otherwise they would have played it. They had a land last turn? Oh, Hugger Mauling. Okay, so they weren't able to put it out into the battlefield. Scoot Swarm goes off with Scoots. Okay, pass to my turn. Sure, another land. Yeah, that's how many lands in a row? This does count as a land for us. And by the way, we shouldn't be running into this many lands because we only actually have 20 basic lands, or like, you know, actual lands, and then a bunch of these things. And so we've run into so many if you include those. Down to 4. Decides to just take it. I mean, now that the Felidar tree, everything will be able to block at 3 mana. So what we have to do is get a Quandrix out there and swing through with Gilded Goose and survive until they don't have blockers in the air. They'll have a Yorion potentially. Yeah, we also have to not die. You know, that's a big deal. Evolving Wilds, yeah. Yep. All right, so Gemrazer off the top to go with this Gilded Goose. That's probably our best bet. They don't play the Yorion out. Let's see here. All right, well, we're chumping with some stuff here for sure. We have to not die. Finding Koma is not fast enough. It has to be Gemrazer swing in for the win. Tap down Mammoth. Trying to make him not use the Yorion here. That's the hope, is that they're thinking that we're using the Gilded Goose just for life gain and stuff. And then maybe they'll play out something else here instead of Yorion, because there's nothing to actually bounce with Yorion. So we still have a chance to get the Gemrazer into the win. Ah, okay. Game. Man, nothing off the top. All right, up against the Mind Sculptor, and we have the Great Henge. First time I've ever seen this card in this deck. We're going to keep this one. Snarl. Sentinel. Wouldn't mind another 1-drop to use with Sentinel. Another Snarl I'm happy with as well. Caryatid. Attack in. Down to 19. I mean, I want to go for the Echoing Equation, but if this gets us up to a Great Henge, we got to play that instead. Oh, just kidding. Now we go for Tanazir. Oh, right. I don't have it because of this thinking thing. All right. Okay. Well, Caryatid. And we want another creature out in the battlefield for this. So play out the Pugilist. Pass the turn. And then we Quandrix on the next turn because Sentinel's awkward. Let's see here. If I play out Quandrix, these each add 2 mana. It's not quite enough, is it? Oh well. Yeah, we don't have enough for the Great Henge as well. Do we have enough to play Great Henge now? And then I can put a counter onto it and then go off with it as well. To get counters here might be worthwhile. I'm not sure if we actually beat this. Clerics are pretty rough stuff. No attacks past the turn. They put another counter onto the Righteous Valkyrie. They just have the blocks for Quandrix. But if we could have got it up to a 6/6 in a couple turns and start drawing cards, it just would have been better. Youthful Valkyrie gains more life. Yay. Hey, don't put the counter onto the Righteous Valkyrie. Alright, they swing in. Oh no, come on, please swing in. Rude. Alright, Great Henge. Keep playing out lands for the Pugilist. Question is, do I need to get rid of my Quandrix for the chance to get them down low enough that Righteous Valkyrie doesn't turn online? Because it's definitely online on the next turn, and then I don't know how we come back. With Great Henge, we have the chance to kind of do some stuff for a while, but I shouldn't have played out the Caryatid. Or tap down with the Caryatid. Alright, so they kill the Quandrix. Hopefully we can find other ones with Great Henge, but we need to get their life total down here. And this is 12 points of damage, so half their life total. And this is just simply buying time. We know that they're dominating us at the moment. Gain some life past the turn. Could have got in for 4 more, but I done messed up. Rampage of the Valkyries. Come on, deck. None of that now. For the love. Another Rampage Valkyries. Anytime an angel dies, we sacrifice 2 creatures. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, all the life is gained back. Like I said, though, we did slow him down a little bit. Otherwise, everything would be +2/+2 easily. Long time ago. Yeah, I can only block with Sentinel. Probably should have, actually, there. We found a creature. All right, good stuff. Did I forget to tap down for life? Okay, there's a Quandrix. Choose order of resolution. So target itself, but the counter goes on first. Double up the counter. Blockers for in the air. Good stuff. Now everything will become a 6/6. All right, this is what we wanted to have happen. All right, can I tap down Sentinel? We have the Gilded Goosies to block with. We have a 6/6 here. Everything becomes a 6/6. That's a really big deal. Whenever an angel dies, all of our stuff gets sacrificed, though. I do want to have creatures to play out with the Great Henge as well. Let's see, I can do it with just the Caryatid, huh? Okay, yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, so Mammoth here. Another Quandrix, okay. No attacks. All right, so we can keep ourselves alive and we can go off of this. We have to not kill angels, though. That's the hard part here. So we actually don't block with Quandrix. How much more life can you gain? Okay, not too much. Actually, one more. Oh, that's right, they have double Righteous Valkyrie. Doesn't have another 1-drop. Okay, so we just chump here. So chump the 5. Block Youthful Valkyrie. Doesn't kill it. How low can we let our life total go? Down to 2. No angels die. Rampage Valkyries is fine. We have some things to play after this. And they block in the air. Take action. All right. What you got? Yeah, angels dying is definitely a bad thing, but we're at least hitting in for tons of damage, and then we have the ability to block some angels afterwards. Oh, man. And then hopefully find something else. You can only play this out on 1. Actually, wait, we do have some... Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, they're letting in a decent amount of damage. Nothing amazing. Alright, so angels die. We have to sacrifice stuff. Oh, that's right. They didn't actually kill our stuff. So this is fine. Alright, so... Sacrifice Quandrix. We know we want to play out another one of those. Sacrifice... Mammoth. I don't think I care about that too much. Florahedron. Keep potential blockers for the future available here and sacrifice Mammoth. Okay, play out another Quandrix. We're looking for a Jaspera Sentinel here, I think. Okay, we have the forest to play it out. What can I put this on? The best is just put it out on 1 and hope. We do have the food tokens. Okay, play out the forest. Serpent on... Wait, did I not target? Oh, I forgot to target itself. That was a misplay. It was a major misplay. Dang it. Put on 1. We can still find another creature in general. Gilded Goose. There we go. Okay, we're online. Sweet. All right, and we have the ability to sack for food. All right, pass the turn. Thanks. Okay, they have 2 cards in hand. Retribution. It's not good. As long as we can keep our Quandrix alive, we have a good shot here. That means they don't have that many blockers. We actually don't have to trade off with anything if it's just the right Youthful Valkyrie, because then we can just sack and gain food. So they don't attack at all? All right. Everything comes 5/5s. Man, everything becoming 6/6 would have been way better. And this is like all of our flying blockers, though. We go in. Because of the second ability here on Retribution, we have to go attacking in here. Wait, I think they let enough in. Yeah, they let enough damage in. They didn't block with everything. What? Sweet. Yeah, that was awesome. All right, there we go. That's the game that we've been waiting for. That was beautiful. All right, so we went 2 and 3 with the deck. We finally found the deck where we got to swing with the Tanazir Quandrix eventually. And that's one of the biggest issues, is that it does die to everything. Like, there's still, okay, not everything. It doesn't die to Stompy Boy, it doesn't die to everything else, but like, people are playing Unsubstantiates, people are playing all the most annoying cards out there, and this still does die to a lot of things, or gets countered really easily. But the game plan of ramping up and then playing out on turn 3, turn 4, and then attacking with a bunch of creatures, it's a good plan. It is really, really good, and you get a attack for tons of damage. And that last game that we had there, we finally found a Great Henge. Like, cards that we had put into this deck to find, we finally found, and that was really good. You know, like we had been not finding any Great Henges or any Gargaroths. We still never, out of 5 games, found a single Gargaroth, and it's a 2 of, but we also found a lot of things that were 2 ofs lots of times. So it's not like, anyway, that part of it's a little bit frustrating. We can trim down some things of this deck and put 4 ofs of everything instead of just 2 ofs, so that we can hopefully find the synergies we need more. Well, I guess what I found there is that Great Henge really is very important for this deck. With how many creatures that we have here in the early game, it just makes sense to be playing it. So yeah, I really like it a lot. Emergent Sequence is the one card that's awkward with Great Henge. Maybe we should just find another 2-drop thing to play instead of Emergent Sequence. I just like that it put counters onto it, and it has a 0/0 base power and toughness, so then Quandrix can make it bigger. That was just kind of the game plan there. It goes big with Gemrazer, as well as an extra kind of copy of Stonecoil Serpent type thing. And so Emergent Sequence does a lot of good things in here, and the only downside is it doesn't work with Great Henge, but we have plenty of other creatures that do, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, overall, the deck is fun. I had a blast with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.